Hey guys, I'm Iced Coffee, certified moonwalker, spin blocker, chicken jocker, level 100 guest main. And I want to help you with guest. Whether you know some of these tips or tricks, we can all improve, and I'm here to help. On today's list, we're going to be breaking up these tips into 4 categories. How to use block, how to use charge, killers and maps, and others. And before we get into that, once again, I'm in no way the best guest player at this game, but I do see many players, myself included, blundering some aspects of this character, and I'm just here to give advice. Feel free to leave a comment about any tips I may have missed because I'm still trying to learn myself. At 5,000 subs, I am doing a special Forsaken video, so feel free to sub. Anyways, on to the video. Blocking and punches is part of the reason most people play guests. You want to get in the face of the killer, block his move, and cause a domestic dispute. I want to help you be better with your violence. I mean, better your self-defense skills. Yeah, that's it. Let's say the killer's running your way, and you go for the block. That's great. But it really depends who's killer nowadays, because they are really done with the shenanigans of block and parry. And most of the time, they're just going to wait out your block and get some free damage. I think it is much better for you to block while you're on the move. I'm pretty sure the killer sees a guest stand there, they do the slow turn, and now you got the block of shame.
I've been roaming around, always looking.
But I found moving works better even to land the blocks, as the hitbox on block seems to be pretty massive. Now, you land the block and you want to go for the parry. I think parrying for the longer stun and pushback in some places is much better. Also, it's kind of funny and broken sometimes. But, have you ever just tried holding on to the punch? Having the punch creates this hidden pressure when the killer's breathing down your neck, and it can lead to them playing safer and giving you more space. I'm not really going to go over spin blocking, as every form of blocking is basically the same. This version is just funnier. Charge is low-key good. No, high-key. It provides escapes from killers. It can be the difference from a teammate taking damage or not. It could save you from taking damage because it literally makes you invincible after charging. So if the killer swings into you while you charge, you usually win the interaction, saving you a bit of time. That's crazy. But everyone's favorite, if you don't know, you're about to know, is its usage on ramps. While using charge on the top of a ramp or a stair, it causes the killer to fly back, giving you loads of distance to run away and escape. Now, this goes both ways for helping you and your teammates. I want to say though that charge should be used as a defensive option rather than an escape, because if you don't hit the killer, you get slowness too, and he's going to catch up to you regardless. The only time I recommend you charge away from a killer is if it's in last man standing in the final seconds to make that little bit of distance to get away. One final note about charge is that it can be used against 1x1x clones and Cool Kids Pizza Dudes. Alright, because I just like the tier list thing, we're going to do the tier list. Obviously, some of these killers I'm not going to talk about. PCX, I don't even know what you're doing here. You belong in Pillar Chase. So we're going to start with Jason. I think it's slight issues with Jason, right? You would think that being able to block every single one of his moves is, like super good. But once again, I think I showed that the problem with Jason is that when you end up doing the block miss, he basically just does 50, and then he just needs 2 more swings on you and you're dead. I think John Doe goes in slight issue. I think I'm only putting him there because I don't really have a problem with John Doe players. I don't think I've ever had too many big issues with John Doe players. The hitbox is pretty lenient, and his swing is so like predictable that most of the times you will get that block. The problem lies that when you kind of want to be a little bit of a goofy fella, he just chips away at your health bar with the path he does. But I don't usually have problems with them. Cool Kid. This might be just a me thing. I don't really have issues with Cool Kid. And not to say these. It's maybe I fight cool kids that are not great. And unless he's like in your face, going to use the slash move that burns you, if you block that, that's it. He better choose another target at that point, right? Maybe you feel the same, maybe you don't. I bet you could whoop my ass though, that's for sure. I've seen some cool kids that do it. But I do take issue with 1x. I have if not issues, I have a problem with 1X as guest. Literally, I swear, there's been so many times. They might be like 40X brain though, that's why. Because I swear there's so many times that I get chased by 1X and he swings and he swings. And then finally I'm like, all right, I'm gonna block. They just like, and I'm talking about like the ranged ability. I swear they just throw that thing out. And every time I'm taking my whole health bar. This is all, honestly, all these are all skill issues. To be real, most of these things we all have slight issues with, right? Like every killer. But this is me personally. This is just how I feel. But PCX, man, he's a problem. I'm doing a tier list on the best maps for guests. We're gonna start with Cool Carnival. I think it's okay. You're probably gonna see that I don't think any map is necessarily bad, but I'm saying this as like as a whole, right? We're gonna go Horror Hotel. It's also pretty okay. Nothing bad, nothing too good. If you're good, you're just gonna be good at every map. Ultimate Assassin Grounds. Now, this is a pretty good map, okay? This is a pretty good map for guests, and if you know, you know. That bridge. It ain't right when you parry block someone. It ain't right. You could just send a killer flying. Glass House is also pretty good. Okay, Glass House is probably above this because of the stair, and of course everyone's favorite little place around that cliff. I'm basing this off the height of the stairs and how far they go. But Glass House has always been pretty good for guests. Now this is just me. I don't like Planet Boss, but you kind of need a map like that. You kind of need a map that's flat, even play field. It's kind of like the final destination of of this game. The best map, without a doubt, Yorick's Resting Place. Wow, if you know what you're doing on that little cliff, you will leave that killer frustrated and struggling to get you. I'm talking, you're wasting like 2 minutes tops, and eventually they're just gonna leave you alone, or they're just gonna be too stubborn to give up that, hey, everyone has done their gens. Congratulations, you played yourself, killer. And of course, Brandon Works. Good. We all like the castle. Come on. It's got the biggest ramp to launch players. I'd say honestly, those are the best. This one is definitely the cop out because it's got those 2 ramps. And you make so much distance when you charge down them that the killers, you either have to commit or not. Or unless, of course, you're Jason, you don't really have to commit. You could just, what is it, Raging Pace? I don't know. All the maps are good, right? This isn't like a basis on how much I like it. This is just what I think guests' best maps are. But once again, you could be good on every single map if you're just good at the game. And with the last segment, I just kind of want to talk about the character as a whole. Guest is great, and if you're trying to have fun, whether you decide to play him as an up-close brawler, running the killer all game, or even on the sideline supporter, rushing in to charge killers from your teammates and blocking the hits for them, he's solid. Most of the times, you let him get away with it, he's gonna win last man standings. But really, good movement and stamina management will do that on all characters, so I'm not saying that this guy's like the godlike character of all time. And with that being said, I do hope you learned something from this video. This wasn't supposed to be the end-all guide on the character, more of a push in the right direction. There's a lot of good guest guides out there, very in-depth about the character. I'll put some in the link down below if you want to go watch them. This community is awesome, and I'm glad I get to be in it, and I'm glad you guys choose to watch me. I am Iced Coffee, and I'll see you next time.